just quickly, the way to master a subject is to break it down, like what I've done, 7 steps, and then further break it up, right? And then master each step. That's the way to master it, in my view, right? So that you don't miss anything. You're good in everything, right? So let's do it the same way, right? Any other thing? So Bahana, just one more question to you. Even here in the social media marketing, is there any one step where you struggle, or is there a step that is not even here, which is a big struggle?
Sorry, come again, Anis.
No, is there any step in social media that you really struggle with? Social media marketing, is there any one step, or is there any one, or is there anything that is really difficult for you?
No, I don't think. In social media marketing, I don't think whether there is something that's difficult for me as per now. But like I said earlier again, Bahana, I'm not, a digital creative person in terms of, creative mind, in terms of creating videos and all these things. I'm more of a tech, oriented person. And doing things behind the scenes. So executing some of these steps for me is not very easy, very difficult. But the only step that may seems to be complicated for me is when it comes to the point of view for social media marketing, whereby I need to convert this into a video. I can do this in Canva, creating beautiful posts in Canva for that are optimized for each social media account. But taking this into a video, that's where I'm always honest and sincere on this. Yeah. So but all these steps, baselining, determining influencers, getting the relevant target audience, engaging with influencers by liking, whatever things they're doing, tagging them, all these, other steps, basic steps for social media marketing, and so they're all, easy for me to execute. Yeah.
Okay.
Very, very easy. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's good, because obviously, having the having the having access to Hootsuite and understanding the power of Hootsuite, should be really good, isn't it? Bahana, I myself, don't remember. See, baselining, let's just quickly look at this, right? Otherwise, we would have done the entire class, and we would have not really told anything to the people. So when it comes to social media marketing, these are the 7 steps. And Bahana, Bahana and maybe others also, if there is a step missing, right, just let me know what is missing in this, because this is not the perfect 7 steps, in my view, right? Because we just did this, to make a complete thing, right? But let me know if something is missing. Okay. So we start with baselining the client's social media standing, Bahana just sent out a report. Where did you send it out, Bahana? You on Gardenology, right?
Gardenology, yes.
Yeah. So this client, just got started, when maybe a week ago, and Bahana sent a baseline report to them just, some time ago. Okay. So I just want to show you that. So what did he do? I mean, there is obviously a few things before setting it up, right? So things like setting it up, right? So maybe Bahana, I don't know whether this. So these steps are good, from a client's perspective, right? But let's say you have to do this. Let me just take a copy of this. Let's say you have to do this. It's not just this one, isn't it? Like, you need a few more steps. I don't know whether I'm making sense, but
yeah.
Like, so baselining the client's social media standing doesn't start with, just that point alone. It has a few more points. So basically, you need to, you need to set them up in Hootsuite. on in Hootsuite, right? With basically they need to come and yeah. Yes, Bahana.
Yeah, I think there are a few steps. Yeah, just to add on that, I think there are a few steps that one need first to go through, like creating the account, of course, with Hootsuite, having an account with Hootsuite, connecting, making sure that all the social media accounts are connected with Hootsuite, and so then you create a report. So under the analytics option, so there are different options. So you have to click on analytics, and then from analytics, you choose the template that you want to use. Like let's say the client is using more than 2 social media marketing, you can use the mix report. But if you're working with a client only on Twitter, then you can have the Twitter overview report. And then you have to specify the time frame, the time range. Let's say if you are doing an entirely like the whole year, report, or you are just getting a 1 month report, or you can even compare some different time frame. So there are different metric, different
So let's tell our guys,
there,
I'm sure you have already, maybe told all these things, right? So for example, I am right now, logged on to Hootsuite. If you look at this, this is hootsuite.com, and it has a lot of, people inside right now. And assume that Bahana has onboarded gardenology.kenya, right? So he's already onboarded, and first job after he onboards him, his first job is to create a report, which is add a new report, right? I just clicked on add a new report. And Bahana, what is we ordered them on what? LinkedIn, is it? Is it
LinkedIn? LinkedIn.
Yeah, okay. So,
LinkedIn, Gardenology Kenya. It should be a LinkedIn company page.
Oh, it's a company page. Okay, so if it is a company page, then I click on LinkedIn pages, right? And then I need to create a, there are 2 reports that are possible: engagement report and publishing report, right? So I can say create a report, and then which account I need to choose is important, right? So I right now all 4 accounts are there. Now I need to remove the other accounts. So I need to keep Gardenology Kenya as the only account that we are studying here. So I click on that. So if you look at Gardenology Kenya for the last this is the time period or whatever, right? So it sort of gives you what have they been doing in this one. And let me just open the report that Bahana sent out to this thing. So this is the baseline report. So Bahana, you generated a PPT kind of a thing, right? So end of 2020 followers. So look at this, right? It's really simple. So Bahana has done this for LinkedIn. You can see in this page. So there are 7 followers. There is pretty much no engagement, no post. What is this? It's like really bad, So they really don't have much to say here, right? Something is I don't know, there's really nothing there. I don't know why it is like this. Maybe because it is 1 month. I don't know. So okay, let me do for the whole year. Maybe last 30 days. Maybe, I don't know, or I can do for the whole year because it's looking really bad.
So hello, Anis.
Yes.
So it's just that they have not been very.
They've not been busy on their thing. So basically, they've just put 2 posts in the whole year.
Yeah, and these 2 posts are from yesterday. These 2 past 2 weeks, 2 days. It was actually 0 when we started. Yeah, there was no impression. You can see even at least we have 19.
Okay.
It was completely 0. Yeah.
Okay. So this is how you do it. It takes you, once you onboard Gardenology, for Bahana or anybody to generate this report would take him I don't know, 10 minutes or even 5 minutes, right? And just remember this. It's really simple. Okay, all you have to do is go inside, click on my reports, ideally all of you should have access to this. You should have access to this. If you don't have access, please so I don't know whether Bahana you can give access to everybody, or do you still need me? We'll make all the team leaders able to give access to your team members.
Yeah, I can do that.
If you can do that, okay, cool. So I'll do the same thing for Jamari and Kisha and others, so that they can give access to their team members. So if you look at it, right, in less than 3 clicks, you can create a report. Okay. So let me take, something slightly better. I can also do a mixed overview. If somebody has many things like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter, then I can create this mixed analytics. How am I doing across all 4 channels? So this is my mixed analytics, and there are 12 social media accounts. I'm going to disconnect all the accounts. I think it's important to keep something. Let me take step up. I don't know which one to keep. Let's say I'll take my Twitter or Stepup.one Twitter. I remove guard analogy. I'll keep Facebook, Stepup Instagram. So it says Stepup.one LinkedIn is disconnected. So I'm going to see if I reconnect it. 1 minute. So I click on reconnect. And then reconnect your social networks. So you will also need to do the same thing, for every one of your clients, from time to time, you will have some of these things, disconnected, right? So you need to, press this reconnect button and sign in again, so that you're able to give access to Hootsuite, Oh, what is this? I don't know what is happening here, but it's funny. It should just connect, right, Mahana? I think, I don't know why it is misbehaving. Okay. Some problem with the server not able to connect, but this should ideally, just happen, without any problem. What is the problem here? Bahana, can you see something? I mean, I don't know what is the problem. It should be a straightforward connection. If it is misbehaving,
so
we can.
What are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to connect, my account to the thing, but it is saying, some problem like this. We'll sort it out. I don't know what is the issue, but we'll sort it out. I'm not worried about this. Let's worry about, so where was I? I was actually trying to do this, right? So I've selected my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, and my thing. So I'm just going to apply all the 4. And now, obviously, my LinkedIn has a problem, right? It is not connected. So let me remove my LinkedIn because it is disconnected. I apply this. So this is our status in terms of, so by just looking at it in 1 second, you are able to see what is the problem, right? This is Stepup's thing. We are not very good in, Facebook. We have only 184 fans, right? We are not very good in, we are okay. We are good in Twitter. We have 2,200 followers, right? We increase, then Instagram, we have 666 followers. Not bad, right? But Twitter seems to be the main guy, right? And how our followers have increased over the last, I don't know, maybe we can change the thing to the last 1 year, isn't it? I always like, 1 year or 1 month. Let me take last 30 days or last 30 days. Yeah. So in the last 30 days, I have not posted, I mean, this is obvious, right? I have not posted anything in Facebook. I have done 9 posts in Twitter, 0 in post. So basically, it's really simple. Whichever one which I'm really, active, that one is growing rapidly. The other 2 are dormant, right? Because I'm not really putting a lot of these things, right? And then how's the engagement and, how are likes and retweets, pretty good, if you look at it, it's not that bad, for, and then the table of all the posts itself should be here, our sentiment and the posting, etc., etc. So this is the report. So if you export this report here, export as a PDF or a PowerPoint or an Excel. So I think what Bahana has done is exporting it as a PDF, right? So once he exports it, you should be able to get access to it, right? I think that's what it is. So this should complete your first step, right? Where are we, right? We were doing this, isn't it? Social media marketing, step one, is this one, baseline the client social media standing. How do you do that? You go to Hootsuite, you onboard the client on Hootsuite. You don't need to do anything, then the second step is this one, right? Identify and follow the client's business influencers. I think I don't know, Bahana, whether how you are doing this. The client's key business influencers are really important in terms of have you started doing this, Bahana?
Yes, I have two methods. The number one, I'm leveraging Busumo. I can identify the client, influencers using Busumo by entering their, keyword. Because in most cases in social media marketing, we need to gather at least 2 or 3 keywords from the client. Could be hashtags, and then I'm able to search some of the guys who are driving conversations on within that particular industry. And the good thing about Buzumo, it even shows you the engagement and the standing of the client in different social media accounts. So that's number one. Number two, I can get this from a quick search in one of the platforms where the client is actually where the client wants me to do the work. Let's say on Twitter, I can search, let's say, refugee education on Twitter, and I'll be able to get all the profiles, the first search, and look at the engagement, the followers, and all these things, and the post, of course. That will give me an idea of who is really the real client, the real, influencers for this client. But also at the same time, like what we did in our previous meeting with Garnology, we had first to ask them before we do this, because we might get the wrong, let's say we didn't want to look like we are always doing this, perfectly. But because I'm sure before they engage, they might have some people they were looking after who are the influencers. So we needed to get them to get this list of their influencers, as we are also looking for other influencers. So we are doing this in collaboration with Garnology. They'll be sharing with us their lists, and we also share with them another list of the influencers that we've gotten. Then we compare notes, and from there we continue with the other steps, liking their content, sharing their content as part of the the curated content, because these guys are going to help us. Whatever they share that is in line with what Garnology is doing, then we can also put this in front of Garnology's audience. Yeah, that's how we are going about it in terms of business influencers.
Okay, so do you do this? You come to say gardening, and then Twitter influencers. I'm right now in Busumo. You search for the Twitter influencers or YouTube influencers or authors who are influencing. Is this how you do it, or maybe you can show us at some point in time. It's very simple, right? You want to understand who are the people. It's not rocket science. So, for example, if you go to Twitter, and if you want to know, who's like really doing very well, all you need to do is just search. Let's say, I don't know, gardenology may not be there, but if you search for gardening, right? Let's say hashtag gardening. I'm sure you will find a lot of people, right? Who are posting regularly, and look, this plantaholic has already come in 2 times. So in the world of gardenology, is good actually if you think about it, right? 7,000 people. It's good. So these guys could be decent influencers of gardening and stuff like that, right? I think you can do some really simple searches and find out who's really doing very well. In fact, I don't know whether Bahana, you do this, but sometimes I do this. Let's say, for example, I come to Twitter search, I say gardening, right? And then, or a hashtag, if you're searching for, let's say hashtag gardening, then I will put, hashtag here, right? And then I'll basically say, okay, let's see if anybody, right, has just simple. We'll start with likes. Okay, I don't want even replies, right? So, is there any tweet that mentions gardening, right? And they have got at least 100 people liking their tweets. Okay, very simple, right? What I did nothing. I put the word gardening or hashtag gardening. I'll remove, hashtag gardening right now, and see if anybody has been tweeting with at least 100, right? Oh, look at this guy, right? This is incredible. Oh, look at this guy. He's the number one influencer in my view, right? Because this guy says he's a fisherman and a gardener, right? He's got 293,000 people follow him. I'm just going to follow him anyways, right? And every time he puts something out, just look at the number of, he's got 67,000 likes, for this thing. And the other people, right? Let's see if anybody else. Yeah, this is good. Rain hat collection is also interesting. They've got some, people. Look at this gardener. So this plantaholic is also good. Look at this, right? For her thing, she's got, so in like less than 20 seconds, right? I have identified, the people like this who are into gardening, and they are getting some very, very good, things. How to do this in Kenya, I don't know, but let's see. If you go to advanced search and say gardening, any language, no. Country, can you specify country? I don't think you can specify country. Yeah, no, you can't limit this within Kenya, or you can't limit this within Africa also, right? I mean, I'm just telling you, a very simple couple of things, right? So that you guys get the thing. But the professional way to identify influencers is going to this one, like what Bahana says, app.bussumo.com. I'll maybe copy it and paste it on the WhatsApp so that everybody gets it, right? Right. So this is a good place to identify influencers. I mean, we can do an exercise, all of us, right? For example, we can take the example of a refugee crisis, right? Or you can even take Kakuma Refugee Camp. It's a nice exercise we can do. If you take Kakuma Refugee Camp, can we find out, who are some of the top influencers who are talking about this, right? Look, not bad, right? Look at this, what it has come. Kakuma News Reflector, Kakuma Ventures, Youth Voices in Kakuma, right? These, obviously, we are not paying money for them, so, it is coming like this. But look, even with this small thing, you have found out Michael Steven, Kakuma Times, Martin, the teacher, stories from Kakuma, So these are the ones which are, talking about, the overall thing. But if you remove the word, let's say Kakuma, and just put refugee, the thing will become very different, right? The Twitter influencers, will be very, very different, right? It will become, refugee action, refugee council, this person called Bill Frelick, Melissa is UNHCR, Emma Graham, all these people, So these are some of the big influencers when it comes to the single word refugee, right? And so this is what I would do, whether it is you or whether it is the client, I will, So they've got three things: Twitter, YouTube, and so have a look at it. It's not the end of the world, but it'll help you know your thing, right? So you baseline your social media standing. You have identified who are your clients' business influencers. But after identifying them, you should follow them or connect with them. I think that's the most important thing, right? Step three is also trying to find who's going to buy from you, right? Even in social media marketing, we simply try to connect with as many people as possible, who are going to buy from you or who's going to be influenced by you. So this step is exactly same as the previous step. The only difference is if you go back to the pricing, here we do 1,000 customers per month. I hope you are able to see my screen. In social media selling, we are doing 1,000 customers per month. In social media marketing, we are only doing 100 target audience per month. If you look at the word I've changed, here it is customers, here it is audience. We are not really trying to sell them anything. We are just trying to create an audience here. Here we are trying to create an audience and then sell them something, right? So I hope you're able to see the difference in both, small difference, but it's important that you understand it. Starting with likes and shares is not very difficult, but I think I've really, I don't know, Bahana, were you there in yesterday's meeting? I don't know who was. Many of you were there in yesterday's meeting. We ended the conversation with a very important thing, right? The client wanted to know the top trending things, right? How will you do it? How will you know the top trending things? Can somebody, even anybody, would you know? Okay, let's take an example. Okay, let's take, let's take the same problem, so that we can solve the problem for, she's a blockchain crypto person. It's a technology, right? Crypto is a technology, blockchain is a technology. You can either take that, or you can even take Kakuma Refugee Camp as a full sentence and try to see, what are the top trends. So, for example, if you go to, so before I actually do it, right, Bahana, this was something that the client, threw at us, right? She wanted, can you give me every day the leading comment or the leading post, okay? The leading something done by somebody on that day on the topic that really mattered to me, right? Would you know, Bahana, how to do this? Or anybody in this call, do they know how to identify the top trends on that particular day or that particular week?
Yeah. Hello, Anis.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
I can. Yes, I can.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether what I know is actually what is we all need to, But for me, like I said, I use a bunch of tools, like like I use Busumo for content curation, because it gives you actually the top trending articles based on a certain period of time that we select, maybe 1 week.
Just 1 second, Bahana.
Content.
Is this the one that you are talking about?
Yeah,
Web content?
Busumo for yes, web content. There's also Google Trend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. No, I'm just looking at what are the top. So basically, this is the top trending web content for the Kakuma Refugee Camp, right? Kenya orders this,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is all obvious, right? So is this what you look at?
Yeah, this is what I look at. I also look at, Google Trend, the searches, and the articles that are being posted, on based on a certain keyword.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think, over a period of time, we don't have I'm sure, Bahana, you also don't have a paid account in this, right? We are all using
No. Just look at the free, like
the free link. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically it says, I need to pay a lot of money, to do this. Let's see how to do that, but let's see, for the time being, I think, this is also good enough, right? Every day we get something. So for example, if it is gardenology, If I search on gardenology, I might get some very good content, you know. Um,
You can search, let's say, urban garden. They also like urban garden.
Urban garden, yeah, that is a better word actually. Yeah, urban gardening maybe. Yeah, urban gardening, yeah, that's a good word. So if I search for urban gardening on web content, it gives me, oh, look at this, Kerala architect turned urban gardener. Yeah, yeah, wow. And look at this, right? You know, this is also giving you a very important message, guys. You know, can anybody see this one and tell me something is, you know, very powerful is coming in this simple search? When I search for urban gardening, can you see something here?
Yeah, there is also the engagement. It shows you some of the most, like the articles, the posts that are getting much of engagement in different social media accounts.
Hmm.
So it's a great indicator, for you to decide which article based on
Yeah.
what the clients, want. So,
Yeah, absolutely. See, sometimes we should not try to fight this one, okay? So maybe Bahana, you have to somehow convince your client that if you a very simple search has revealed a very beautiful secret, you know, to us, right? What is that secret? When you search on the word urban gardening, yeah, look at the power of each of these platforms. Nobody is talking about urban gardening on Pinterest and Reddit and all these places. The number one platform to talk about urban gardening is Facebook, without a doubt. You see the kind of power, the power is extraordinary here. Look at Twitter. Yes, for something else, Twitter is better, but it's not as good as Facebook, right? But yet we have chosen to go with LinkedIn, where we have to be very clever about this, Bahana. Okay, we have to basically challenge this LinkedIn idea and see how we can make it better. Even if our client is asking us to do LinkedIn, unless she's trying to find a very different audience and do social media selling, we have to be really clever about bringing in at least Facebook and Twitter into the thing. Maybe she will be worried about money and everything. We can try to work out something with her, because I really think somebody who's into urban gardening should not be missing on Facebook. Right? Look at this. It's really a powerful indicator of where the action is happening on Facebook.
exactly, you're right.
Right? But still, I know. Okay, the problem with this one, Bahana and everybody else, is if you come and search urban gardening tomorrow, this will still be the same. Okay, because why? You look at the posting date, right? This is January 2021, October 2020, January 2021, March 2021. Okay, so this is all like what do you say? Like a tweet, over the last 6 months. Okay, that's not very interesting for you. You need the trending stuff today or this week. Yeah. So you need to figure it out. But Bahan, I don't know whether you do this, but let me just show you something. I just wanted to I use Zapier to do it. I really haven't taught this to everybody. But I'll eventually teach that. There is what I do, Bahana, is let me just for a minute, just while I'm doing it, right? I just want to ask everybody to give me a sense of how are they finding it so far. We talked about three things: how to do social media marketing, right? So can you guys tell me, what do you think so far? That's a lot of silence.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we've been together and we've understood very many information, and it's very important we can just step in and try to also focus on social media marketing so that we can be able to overcome all those challenges that we may be asked by clients.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I think,
and there's something that I want to add when it comes to those search engine optimization. When you are searching on the top trending, whatever article or anything you need to search, Facebook is used by many people. And it's a dominant platform. Whenever you search, the top things will come. It's Facebook pages. Yeah, I think we need to be aware also of that.
Okay. No, I agree. Okay, let me just,
Alice, you are asking me something?
Yes, I was asking Bahana, I think, or anybody else also, if you remember, I taught something, a long time back about, this idea of, if a client wants to find out all the top trending things that they can retweet or repost on an everyday basis. The client is into crypto and blockchain and cryptocurrency, and these are the hashtags. And the client, the top sources of information, right? I don't think,
I remember that. Yeah. I remember that very well. It actually helped me to boost my Twitter, followers, engagement, and all these things. Yeah.
Yes.
The Zapier trick.
Yeah. So that's what I want to quickly talk about, because that challenge was given to us yesterday, right, guys? I hope you remember. The client asked everybody, in that meeting, how can you do this, right? So yeah, I think I want you to think about it. But look, this is the thing, right? I'm just going to just paste a large amount of code that I have written on Twitter. Okay, so look at what this code is doing. Okay, I can just Control C and put it on a notepad so that it's easy for everybody to read. Wow. Okay, so here we go. Is this big enough or clear enough, or you want me to make it bigger? So you see what I'm doing here. Let me first explain this first, and then I'll, can everybody see this one? It's like jumbled up lots of things in blue. Can you guys see this? Innovation or best practice or experience design. So this is basically the code. Okay, don't worry about what it is. Okay, I'll just explain it. What it is if I break it down, okay, these are words. Innovation. Okay, I'll make it really easy for you to read. Innovation, best practice, experience design, or design sprint. Okay, these are the 4 words. Okay, now you can easily, if I just put a quote on this also, then it's easy for you to have some okay, like this, right? Innovation. So 4 words. I'm looking for 4 words. Innovation, best practice, experience design, or these are the 4 words I'm looking for. These are my 4 keywords. Okay, what are the 4 keywords that your client wanted yesterday? Can somebody remember it? What are the keywords that the client wanted us to find the top trending tweets? Can somebody tell me what are the 4? What thing is not 4, but any number? What did they want?
Do you mean the lady yesterday?
Yes, the lady yesterday. Yes.
She was also looking for innovation. That was one of the keywords.
Yes, she was looking for innovation. Yes.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrencies,
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, she was looking. Okay, let me just quickly do that. Actually, whatever you're saying, she was looking for innovation. Yes, I'm going to write the word innovation. Okay. Or she was also looking for crypto, right? Crypto. I think she even sent to me on the WhatsApp actually. Let me go back and look at it. But I want you to remember. Come on, guys. You were there for 1 hour, 1.5 hours yesterday. So you have to remember what she said. So she was saying, some 4 words, right? So I've said this thing, right? It's 4 words. So if you look at my 4 words: innovation, best practice, experience design, design sprints. Okay, these are my 4 words. These are my keywords. Okay, I'm just going to type them as keywords. Okay, for me. And then my sources. Okay, where am I going to look for these keywords? Words in every Tom, Dick, and Harry's. How do I know whether they are telling the truth or not? You understand my point, Joel? Right?
Yeah.
Where I'm going to look at. I'm going to look at from Google Design, from this app. If you think about it, these are the top influencers that I have identified. You understand? From Google, from Microsoft, from Figma Design, from all these places. I mean, I don't know whether you can understand this, but it's not difficult. Once I make it simple like this, you can start to see the pattern emerging so easily. Yeah, that is the end of it. And then one last one, which is filter. Forget about the filter right now. But now, can you see this so obvious and easy? First, I start with keywords. These are my 4 keywords. Should I make it, middle in the middle so that you can understand? I don't know. I hope you're all able to see it, right? These are my 4 keywords. And where am I looking? I'm looking for sources from all these sources. If any of these guys talk about those 4 keywords, I want to know. And I want that to contain a media, like a picture or a video. Okay, I don't want to post something which doesn't have a picture or a video. Okay. Have you guys understood this? Anybody not understood this? Can we see this, how it works in action? Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, Anis, of course, I do have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, like for one keyword, are we supposed to go through all those platforms so that we can compare the outcome and
Yes.
maybe validate if they're right or wrong? Is that
Yeah.
what you mean? Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. So, what I'm trying to do here is, to explain this in a very, simple or a tough or a easy way. Every day morning, you wake up and then you take one newspaper, and that newspaper is called Flutter Dev, and read all the news that is there in that newspaper and find if they are talking about innovation, best practice, experience, and design. Okay, then you put the newspaper down. Then you go to the Microsoft newspaper and read everything they have written. Then you go to Google and you read everything that they have written. Then you go to Adobe and read everything they have written. You go to Twitter design. You go to Sketch. You go to Dribble. You go to, you know how long it will take for you to go to all these people's newspapers and read all their news and pick up stuff that has been spoken about just these 4 topics. Just take a wild guess. It will take you days, correct? If you have to just read everything that Microsoft and Google and they're posting. Is that right, guys? Are you with me so far?
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's see how long it will take. So that particular thing that I have done, okay, what I have done here, I'm coming to Twitter home, okay, the normal Twitter home. And that particular words that I have just shown you, which is all, looking very bad, when I use it as a search string here, okay, and press enter, this little robot I have created, okay, has now gone to every, every one of the sources here listed here, read all of their posts and picked only those which have these 4 keywords. And the answer has come to me right over here. Microsoft has posted how we approach innovation. September 23rd, 2020, nearly 6 months ago. Okay. So these are the top tweets. So if you look at everything is coming from Microsoft. This is also Microsoft. And then Spotify design. Microsoft again. Mostly innovation is getting picked up, right? Innovation is getting picked up. You see, can you see this, guys? Can everybody see this?
Yeah.
It has read not just today's paper, it has read, the paper of, 6 months. Okay. If I simply click on latest instead of top tweets, I even picked up something that Spotify design has put exactly 17 hours ago. InVision has put something, a couple of days ago. Can you see this, guys? So with this simple code, I have read all the news that my client wanted to read over 6 months and have come up with, all these beautiful, content, all these beautiful content in no time. Is that clear? Now what can I do?
I have a question, sorry.
Yes.
Is there a way to restrict the search for a certain period of time? Let me say if you just want for a week and not like for a whole decade.
Yes,
so how are we going to put that time frame in your search so that you can just look for just for a week?
Yeah, we can do that. Let me show you that how to do it. So say for example, let's take Kakuma, right? Because all of us, know that easily, right? So Kakuma, and then we say we are in the month of April. So April 1st this year to April, what's today? 10th this year. I'm just putting this so that I know how Twitter, writes the code. There is a code behind all of these nice looking things, right? So as soon as I search, look what it does. Look what Twitter has done. Okay. Twitter, look at the way Twitter has written it here. It says, Kakuma until 20 since this. Okay. So this is the code that Twitter is writing. So I copy this code. Okay. I copy this code. And then I go back to my bigger code. Where was the bigger code? This one, right? Wait a minute. I just put it here. Where is my bigger code? Just give me 1 second. I need to copy my bigger code, which is there in my Zapier. Back. So this is how I would put it. Can you see? Now I've added the week in my, at the end of the sentence, in the end of my code. Come back. Where's my Twitter? Here's my Twitter. Oops. So same thing, whatever code that I pasted before is the same thing, but now I've added the time period also. And then enter. Voila. Only the Spotify and the InVision post are coming. Both came, this came 17 hours ago. This came on the 4th of April. All the other posts missing. Is that okay, Joel?
Yeah. It's okay. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I don't know. Is this really complicated for everybody to understand? I've not really, explained this to many people because I felt, this could complicate things. But I just want the honest truth opinion from everybody. So let's write this code, for the client. The client asked us to do something, so let us try to do that, for the client, right? So first thing, what did the client ask? Let's look at what did the client ask. She said a few things, right, Erica? So she said all these things: crypto, NFT, DeFi, blockchain, Bitcoin, sustainability. So I'm going to just quickly write all of them. Okay. Sustainability. She also wanted some animal something. Animal conservation, wildlife conservation. Okay, all that is fine. Okay, so this is how I'm going to write. Crypto, the word to separate them is OR, capital OR. NFT, capital OR. capital OR, blockchain or Bitcoin or sustainability or animal conservation is 2 words, so I'll need to put a put, or wildlife conservation is also 2 words, so I need to put a or. So this is what I need to. And then I told her, from where do you find these words, right? You don't go to Google and look for, I mean, you can look for Google also, but I don't know whether it's the right place to look at. But anyway, I'll just look from Google and Microsoft as well. Maybe it's not an entirely bad place to look. Okay, so I'm just going to look from there also, from Google or Microsoft. Okay, so then filter : media. Okay, so let me just take it just for the heck of it. This is not good enough, but let me take it, paste it here on Twitter, and then search. Voila. So you got Microsoft guy talking about sustainability. You got whatever, right? There's all these people talking about everything, right? So blockchain. Oh, this is 2017. My God. Okay. Anyway, come back to this. So this is the key post. It's all coming mainly from Microsoft and Google, because we have said I can keep adding more sources. Okay, so for example, I can add Wall Street Journal. I can add let me just quickly pick up another one, and maybe there's a lot I can. So let's say this one. Yeah, from Harvard and Microsoft and everything. Okay, so I can just add a whole bunch of things here. So from Microsoft, from Google, let me say, or from Harvard Business Review, from Google AI. This is not needed. I've already done Microsoft. Tech Insider, from Wall Street Journal, from Financial Times, from New York Times, from the Times, from Time, from World Economic Forum, all that good stuff, right? So if I copy the whole of these, go to Twitter and paste it and search for it, there you go. You got the New York Times talking about agriculture, sustainability, Harvard Business Review talking about blockchain, Bitcoin, all these are very, very important articles, for your client that we spoke to yesterday, right? And this is exactly what she wanted. She basically want all the top trending articles, right? So we can, give her all these things and check with her whether, this is what she wants, would she like to, tweet about all of these things, right? So I know I have taken a long time to explain this, but this is the core thing, guys. Do you guys have any doubts on this? Let me just, break it up once more time for you. What did I do? I asked the client what are her keywords. She told me crypto, Bitcoin, blockchain, all those things are a keyword. I asked the client, where she wants to, all the newspapers that she wants to read on that day. She didn't know about this. She asked me to give a list. Maybe I can give this list, right? Or give, a different list, maybe, right? So then, it's easy for her to select, okay, I want this and I don't want that. Once she does that, we can easily, put it back in Twitter, get the top things, and many people do different things. So for example, if you see what Bahana does, Bahana keeps sending it like this, this is the 5 tweets that, that maybe, Ryan has to tweet about. So Bahana sends it like this. Or Bahana also does this, right? He puts it, directly onto the Hootsuite itself. So if you go to Hootsuite, if you go to publisher, he schedules the tweets for them. So this was the tweet he scheduled for, gardenology. This is for Ryan. This is tomorrow, for So he's just, putting everything right over here so that, when you log in, you should also be able to set it up like this, for your own stuff. So that's all it is, guys. I think I just wanted to come back. Okay. I know whatever I said, all these things, right? It's really not very obvious and clear here, right? It just simply says start with likes and shares. But who are you going to like and who are you going to share? Right? This whole history and geography lesson that I have just taken today, just now, is the background to step 4, right? Because if you can't simply randomly like people and randomly share their post without knowing this intricate, I don't know whether you are able to appreciate the power of what I have just now taught. Using the power of Twitter, using the power of, encoding. I mean, Twitter Twitter wanted you to do some simple things like this, right? They wanted you to click on this and they wanted you to do all these things. But what we have done is we have learned how Twitter is using it, and then we have converted everything into a long code. You see how long this is. So by doing this, we can really become super intelligent in terms of, using Twitter to identify the best post for that particular day, and then use that day or week or whatever, and then, hand it over to our client. It's just beautiful. This is one of the best ways you can identify the top trending post, right? In my opinion. And then you go to the next step, step 5, comment and tag and etc. etc. So even for step 5, you would need everything that I just told you, right? Step 6 is obviously your point of views and videos. Step 7 is baselining the whole thing. So what do you do? What is baselining again? You just simply repeat the same step 1. You have done this. You have done this. A couple of months goes by. Come back and redo the report. Just like what Just imagine how nice Bahana's report would look next time. So if he has not done this report on the 1st of April, okay, where it is showing like this: bad, 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 very bad, super bad, extremely bad, right? That's what the report says, right? And when Bahana generates his report on the 30th of April or the 1st of May, how do you think it's going to be, right? It's going to be slightly better than 0, right? Because we've already seen that the report that Bahana, there are 2 tweets here, right? Already. So that's what I'm talking about. You execute step 7, and then you show the client how you have changed their life or their thing. So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover today, guys. I wanted to pause here. I wanted to check with you. What do you guys think? I think we need to master these 2, guys. I think let's be very honest with each other. We need to master social media selling. We need to master social media marketing. We can only master them if we are able to divide everything into steps and divide each step into maybe further steps, and then learn each one, really detailed, then only we can become masters, right? And then we can use it in very powerful ways, for our clients. And then we can also teach, we can form teams, etc., etc. So that's the core message that I wanted to, talk about today. I'll pause here. I'll take any questions that you might have, and then we'll spend another, 10-15 minutes on operational stuff, clients, problems, work, new this thing. I know list. I'm lagging behind very, very badly in terms of sending the list to all of you guys. I know that, but you have to remember, everything is interconnected, right? We are getting a lot of clients, and you are not yet prepared. Yeah. So you cannot run before you crawl and walk. So remember that. I think if you start doing stuff before you have really understood it, you will end up in trouble, right? So we have to match the two things actually. So I'll pause here. I just want to take any questions you guys have on both these things, social media selling and marketing. Any thoughts, comments, please shoot. Otherwise, let's go on to a little bit about what's happening in your everyday life and see how can we help on the client side or on the work side, on the operation side. I also want to understand from the team members whether the whole the idea of team leader is working or not, right? Are you guys able to meet with your team leaders? Are you guys able to learn together, work together? I want to know that also. But first, let's start with comments. What do you think of this social media selling and marketing? And how ready are you guys?
Hello, Anis.
Yes, Esther.
My comment on the social media sellings is that's a great idea, and as I may guess that most of us have experience on social media platforms. So from the highlightings that you have given now, so people are maybe good to go with any work if they are given to do with social media, because I know most of them pass through social media marketing and digital marketing here in the camp. So I don't think that is a deal to most of us. That's my suggestion. That's the feedback I can give.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Isra. Any other feedback, guys? Or not feedback? Any comment? Anything that you think is relevant for everybody?
Yeah, I think I can't repeat what you came to say, but I really appreciate the open question that you started with so that we can go ahead with the meeting today from us, the suggestions.
Sure. Yeah, I think, you should really challenge, make it, a lot more challenging and be very honest with this whole thing, right? That's when we can gain from each other. So you can be very direct in asking me, what you really want. Everybody wants more clients. Everybody wants to make more money, right? That's no doubt about it. But you also have to ask, are you ready? Are you able to put in the work? Are you ready? Are you that's also really important, right? All right.
Yes,
Okay. Yes, Bahana.
Yeah, Anis, there's something I just want to add on top of what colleagues have just said, especially when it comes to team members. I remember 1 year or some times ago, there is a challenge you thrown to us, the pilot team, when it comes to social media marketing, and I think it was after we've learned some of these, Twitter tricks in terms of content and you asked us how do you make a client popular and a client thought leader, and yourself you're not a thought leader, let's say in Twitter or LinkedIn. So, and I'm pretty much sure that a bunch of new graduates, some actually have been familiar with social media marketing, but they may not know how to actually utilize the power of these tools to to increase or to be seen in whatever things that they are doing, which is actually the same thing that we'll be doing for the client. I think from what we've actually learned, this is very powerful, guys. I can tell you what Anissa just shown us. So I remember when I joined Stepup, I think I had less than 400 followers on Twitter, and my engagement rate was actually very down. But from the time I started, applying some of these techniques, so it's jumped, it's even doubled, So this is very, very, very powerful. And, so I think it's up to team leaders to take it up and try to exercise. Do it first for yourself. See how it's working. It's very important, So you can only be good at something if you do it, if you get your hands on it. because you are not going to try it for the client. Try it first for yourself. If it works, look for the articles, look for the things that you are passionate about, using the same techniques. Then you'll have, you'll see how it's working. You'll be happy. You'll see how things are working. And then when you go and do it for the client, it becomes very easy for you. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I can add on that.
Sure. So
Thank you, Bahana, for that.
Yes, Jean-Marie. Jean-Marie, you have something to say?
So I was appreciating what Bahana is just sharing, because you can understand how powerful it is from even his experience.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree with you. So Bahana, do you actually use Zapier to do some of these things?
Yeah, I'm actually using Zapier. I use Zapier. I use Zapier for so many things apart from the posts. Yeah. Like even the followers and all. So.
Very good. Okay, cool. Okay, super.
This is Pascal.
Yeah, Pascal.
I've missed much of the hackathon sessions, and I can say that they're very helpful. And from presentation, I would say that there is much to learn, and I can only do that when I do exercise, like those 7 steps. And so far, I also have much to catch up. Sincerely speaking, there's much to catch up, but I've tried to extend a hand of help, and I really appreciate Bahana to accept the hand of help. So I'm quite sure that I'm going to catch up soon, and I will be exercising.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to see how I can help you, Pascal. If you look at my screen, right, I'm trying to see how to make it better. But say for example, the training, right, all the playlist. Let me see, where is the playlist, right? Yeah, so Stepup.one training, view the full playlist. Let's say this playlist. It is quite not bad, if you think about it, right? Telling visual stories. What is, if you look at this, it's quite a decent, set.
Yeah.
You can easily, go through this and get yourself, you haven't missed anything. If you have the enthusiasm, it's a lot of classes, but you have to be very patient and enthusiastic. But they are just YouTube videos, right? And each one is quite a long. It's almost everything is 1.5 hours or more, right? So you need to have a lot of patience. But if you really go through this, right, I'm sure you will really come out very, very successful.
Yeah, I think that will work. But from what I've gotten from Bahana, I can see he's using some kind of softwares that are making the work easier. And it's also quite amazing for me to see how I can learn from him on those kind of.
Yeah. So if you look at it, right, every video I'm talking about some software. So for example, the telling visual stories, the software is Lumen 5. Okay. If you every how to identify and reach the right target audience, I will be talking about LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So every one of these videos, there will be some or the other software that I will be explaining in terms of how to this thing, right? So this is why I created the course itself. But unfortunately, the course is very slow, which is why I'm trying to create YouTube itself, directly, so that everybody can go and watch everything on YouTube itself without any problems. But yeah, thanks for the feedback, Pascal. Any other feedback from anyone else? Hey, Kisha, are you, because we are not able to hear you, very, very mild. No, Kisha, not able to hear you.
Don't hear me completely.
Yeah, we can hear you slightly. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I just wanted to also had a concern that I appreciate how you simplified the social media marketing, and I also understood that it involves some kind of some platforms for the execution of the job. So I was like having a concern if I've like learned Bahana has accepted some platform that he uses. I also saw you try to mention some techniques that are to find the target audience. So I was trying to have a concern that maybe we can formalize making it a way that we'll be using in Stepup to execute the jobs in a social media marketing to come up with like the way we do in with the LinkedIn. So we come up with a system that will help us, like a guideline that will help us to be executing our jobs on social media marketing, particularly on Twitter. That was my concern.
Oh no, actually, it's a very, very good thing. I don't know how many people understood Keisha's concern. It's a very good concern. What he's saying is, if you take, social media selling, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps, we have a system to do all these 7 steps. We take a Stepup.one as the client. We create the objective, we create the story, we find the audience, we send them, so we know the steps inside out because we are using Stepup.one as a client and executing all of these steps, anyways. Can we do the same thing for social media marketing? Is that correct, Keisha? Is that what you're saying? Because you have a hands-on practical experience of how to do this, right? But you do not have a hands-on practical experience of how to do marketing. Is that correct? And you're saying, yeah. Anybody has any idea how to solve this problem? I hope you understood the problem first. Before solving it, you have to understand the problem, right? Anybody?
Anis?
Yes. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, in social media selling, when it comes to creating video, we use Lumen 5. When it comes to identifying the target audience, we use Sales Navigator. So you see how it is systematic. So perhaps we could have the same system when executing our social media marketing. That was my concern.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's agreed. The same system is there. The same system is there for social media, marketing also. In fact, it is there in a lot of my old videos. I have to start sharing it with you guys. But more than the tools, right? I think tools is the easy thing, right? I just now taught you something, right? So if you think about this one, I'll just say, we are using it through Hootsuite Analytics. Correct? I just showed you how to do it, right? This one. Something like this, let's say. Yeah. How do you do this? Bahana just told us how to do this. This is through Bus Sumo, right? Ideally. Right? And how to identify and connect with the client's buyers. I think this is the same as the previous one. Just like how you do it in LinkedIn, or it's either a LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook. There is no magic to this. It's exactly how you would do it in the other things. Start with likes is what is really, really important. So this is where you will need two things. One is this Twitter search string and Zapier. You will need both these tools in order to do this properly. right? You don't need, you can commenting and tagging. I don't think you need anything other than Hootsuite.
You don't need that tool there. Hootsuite, it's enough.
You can just use Hootsuite for it. Engage with point of views, Mr. Kisha. You still need to, show me what you. So Kisha and Jean-Marie, you guys have to really create this Lumen 5 thing for, Fryer, by the way. You need to.
Can you also add Canva, Anis?
Sorry.
Or is it not important, Canva? Or it's not important for us?
No. Yeah. Pan was very important. Very, very important. What do you do for rebaselining? Same thing again. But my problem, Kisha, is not this. This is yes, it's a problem. Yes, I agree it is a problem, and we need to sort it. But what is my problem? Bigger than this problem is, that system. We have a system we have established in social media selling, right? But here we don't have a system. Correct? I think that is a bigger problem than we knowing or not knowing tools. This is a tool. This is one tool, second tool, third tool, fourth tool, fifth tool. These are all tools. Even if you learn all these tools, you still need to learn the system. And how did we do the system here? Because we practice that system every single day using our own account, correct? And that's exactly what we need to do here as well. We need to practice the system using our own account. That's how we master this. We have to, if you go to, let's say, Bahana's thing, so we need to do this, so one of the things that you guys need to do is, if Stepup is posting something, right? I don't know how to make it the thing, but yeah, we'll have to do this, guys. I mean, let's worry about, think about it, okay? Everybody have your own handles, okay? So you have your LinkedIn handle and you have your Twitter handle, right? And the issue that you deeply care about is, Stepup and refugee education and jobs. Okay, so that is what you're going to do. And then we will use all these tools, right? Hootsuite and BuzzSumo and LinkedIn and all these things to, do the thing for your own accounts. Imagine that you are your own client, right? And the issue that you care about is, Stepup and refugee education. So let's see how we can, use all of these tools, right, to amplify your voice in your own account. Okay, just to give you an example. Okay, so this is where is Mr. So there's Mr. Bahana. I don't know who's got yeah. So if I look at Bahana, it's not bad. He's got like 924 followers, but that's not like amazing or anything like that, right? It's okay. It's just a simple number. But if you look at what Bahana is tweeting, he's tweeting about, UNHCR once, he's tweeting about BBC, Global Foundation, NRC, etc. So he's not bad, so he's tweeting, 4-5, so this is 20 hours ago, this is 18 hours ago, so it's not bad, right? He's tweeting a lot, and I'm sure, I'm pretty sure, he's not really sitting and tweeting any of these things, right? I think, I don't know where to ask Bahana, but typically we use the Zapier platform, to do that. And let me see how to, teach you guys this a little bit more better, maybe next week. But think of this, right? I don't know, Bahana. We need a real system, Bahana. We need a system to, teach.
No, I think team leaders have to take it up, especially with their team members, and that's why we are emphasizing on meetings, physical meetings between the team leaders, the whole team meeting. Like for us, in our today's meeting in the morning, we've already agreed that this is actually our next step next week on Wednesday, because we've done the Hootsuite, the baseline. So we are going through all the social media marketing steps for all our team. So the next step is, actually, doing this kind of thing. So we are going to make sure that everyone exercise, on these steps using their own account. So if we start this from the grassroots, at the team, at the team levels, then when we come into these main meetings, it becomes easy. It becomes easy for all of us to, to understand. I think that's a best approach. Otherwise, it's gonna be difficult for everybody to have a hands-on, doing this and experience.
I agree. No, I agree. Let's do one thing between now and the next 7 days. Let's agree to do two things. Okay, two steps. Step 1 and 2. Okay. So Keisha will be the his own client. So he will baseline his own thing. So Mahana, I want you to help everybody to get onboarded into Hootsuite. Okay, like setting up their social media.
So
Yeah.
I'll request everyone to fill the dashboard, the dashboard with their email addresses. I just need to pick the email addresses from there, the graduates dashboard, and then I can onboard everyone.
Okay. Just 1 second. Let me see.
I can invite them as.
Oh, no, it's not this one. Is this one you're talking about? Just give me 1 second. Yeah. Oh, no, not this one. Not this one. Sorry, not this one. I need to delete this one so that, every time I keep confused. But yeah, so yeah, this is the one actually. Yeah. So what is the problem in this one is nobody's email is here, correct? Oh, there is.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's not
there's
filled up.
Some, yeah. It's not filled up, yes.
Okay. So let me share this another time. What do you want them to do? Just fill the details,
Fill the
right?
email address, the email addresses. Yeah. Then we can invite them to Hootsuite.
Okay, cool. Okay, so basically, go here, go to this Excel, and please fill in the email addresses immediately against your name, right? Okay, cool. So once they do this whole thing, right? You want this column to be filled up, right, Bahana?
Yep.
Okay, so once it is done, see, there is a small problem, right, Bahana? We see when Hootsuite, opens this up from their side, and they see that we have given access to all these Gmails, they will start doubting, whether we
Anis,
are. Yeah.
Anis, they're supposed to fill their Stepup account, Stepup email account.
Yeah,
those who already have Stepup account, because we already have those who have their Stepup account. So we are not working with individual accounts. I think it's very important because Hootsuite,
they will just simply take away our access. This Hootsuite access is almost $1,500 a month. That's how much. If you have to go and buy it from them, it is how much it would have costed you. So I think it's really important that we use that thing. Yeah. So Isra, Jamari, Keisha, Zakaria, I mean, all these things, we need to, we need the Hootsuite ID actually. Sorry, the Stepup ID. So Patience has put the right one here. Sadiq has put the right one here. I think it's not difficult, See, one thing I can do is, I will just change everybody's ID, to, their first name dot last name, right? I think that is the best one, which is how we started. Bahana.hydrogen, Neil Deng, Joel Hangi, Paul.Padiet. So it is always, the same. I don't know why I, stupidly, made a mistake and started giving people Patience at Stepup and Keisha.Stepup. We need to, if we had that, then it's really easy. First name dot last name dot Stepup at Stepup. That's it. Right. It would have been easy. We don't even need to ask anybody what is their email. Okay. So let's do that. Let's try to solve the email problem. Okay. Once we do that, what is the second step? The second step is, so you will give them access, Bahana, once they give you the email. After that, they have to baseline their own profile and send everybody their report. Okay. It will be pretty bad. So, let's say you have added your LinkedIn account to Stepup and your Twitter account. Okay. And then you go to, your analytics here and then, generate a report for yourself. Okay. Is that correct, Mahana? It should be pretty easy to generate a report,
Yeah,
so
sure.
we will just do two of these steps, not even two steps, just one step. If you can do the second step, that will be amazing. The cost that we are trying to go after is refugee education. It's education, livelihood, and jobs. That's our main cost, right? So you can find the top influencers using BuzzSumo and the top guys. So we will do this for us also. So Bahana, I want you to do it for yourself. Joel, I want you to do it for yourself. Keisha, you for you, and I will do it for me also. And I'll publish my report, back to you guys, so that we all know where we are, and then we go to step 2. Step 3, we go to step 4. So we will execute all these steps for our own Twitter accounts and LinkedIn accounts. Yeah.
Great. Makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that is okay. I'm gonna. We are done. We're already 2 hours into the thing. But any questions? Any other questions, doubts, or any grievances? You guys don't like something. These meetings are running for 2 hours, and you're really, don't like it. Anything you guys want to say? You can say it now. You have 3 more minutes. Just be open with me. You don't have to really, like, for example, I'm sure a lot of you might get very upset with me not sending not sending the list, to you guys yet. Especially, Shem and many people have been asking me for their list, and I have not yet sent their list.
Yes, Anis.
Yeah.
I had a question on Frey, because the other time you said maybe in a week they are going to pay, but until now it's now 2 months.
Who's that?
Frey, the cosmetic company.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. No. They, is it? Okay, yeah.
It's now 2 months for me, and for patient and vesting, they've started the work, and they're asking me about the cash.
Okay. That's a good point. Okay. Good. No, please remind me about all these things, because people are always going to be yeah. No, I understand that. So
Yeah.
I'll take care of this immediately. But don't wait for this. You have to you have to do this quickly, right? Yeah. Let me just yeah. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. Really, just don't wait for this. On the day the patients and Westin started, we should have. I sent a reminder. You see, I sent it on the 31/3. It's already 10 days. I think these guys have missed it completely. Yeah. No, absolutely. Thank you for reminding me. I will make sure it's closed. Yeah. Don't worry. It's 100% it will get happen. It's just that people are really not able to.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's fine. Yeah.
Any other? Yeah, that's a very good one, Jean-Marie. Is there anything else? Yes, Isra.
Yeah, I want to ask, if the client has chosen the target audience and okay, you as a step up graduate, you see like the target audience the client have chosen, that they are not making sense to exactly what they are offering. Like for example, for Anthony's case, the target audience that he have chosen, from my side, I can say like these are not the people that he's supposed to deal with, you know, because he's dealing with transport, and the people he has targeted, they all use their own transport. So I don't see like these are the right target audience he have chosen.
Okay. No, I think it's very hard for you to, do this double checking, Isra. So whenever you have a doubt like this, you can just message the LinkedIn profile URL to your client and just check, is this person that you really want to talk to? Because, I feel you can do that check, Isra. But even otherwise, I think, it is not a huge problem, but then if it is one or two, it is okay. But if it is hundreds of people that wrong target audience, then we have to do a meeting with little cabs and correct them, right? One or two people here and there, no problems. But if it is hundreds of wrong target audience, we have to just jump in and correct them.
It's okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, Kesha.
Bring something to the attention of Mahadev. So the global target audience that we are sending the messages, they are connecting, but they are not engaging.
Okay, so these guys, right? So Mahadev is Spectralite. So we are talking about some of these things. Why is this client? Why is this not getting updated, Kesha and Isra? This one. I mean, how is supposed to be? Or maybe it is updated here. Okay, sorry. Is this kept correctly, Kesha and Isra? This is clean as in terms of. Is this numbers correct?
We'll update it this week. The 2 weeks that are, and then I will have to update it. I will have to update it this week. The one that I've sent, and then the one that I've connected back.
Okay, super. No, that's okay. It's okay. See, for Mahadev, for Spectralite, I'm not expecting any conversions, to be reported here. But they both are extremely happy with the work that you and Isra are doing. All they want is to make sure, these numbers are kept up to date. Okay. And any kind of engagement that is happening, they be reminded. So they are absolutely happy with the work that you both are doing. But you just have to make sure that these numbers are kept absolutely in check. Okay, because this is one of the best dashboards that I show all the time, because it's really good. Next one is obviously Fryer, which I think Zach and Jean-Marie are doing. This is also amazing, right? Look at the work that these guys have done. Phenomenal stuff. They are extremely happy with them. Okay, cool.
Yes, hello. Anis.
Yes.
Yeah, I also have a question about Luba. Apart from the connections we are doing for her, she also wants us to make some posts, especially for the Kakuma entrepreneurs in the camp.
Yes.
But, this is something very easy that I can do. But I have some challenges. I'm asking myself, on behalf of which company do I speak? Because, as far as protection concerns of these refugees is concerned, and also, for you to publish somebody's picture, you need to get his concern and all these things. So I don't know how do we go about this because as on behalf of Stepup, how can we solve this issue?
Look, Bahana, I think my take it as honestly, it's not a big deal, Bahana. I think take it as a great exercise. Especially I don't know whether Paul is there in this team. You should take Paul Paddy, right? He was there. I think he probably dropped off. So you should take people like Paul or somebody in your team
No,
who's a
see,
very good.
Anis, I'm not talking about taking the pictures or doing any. I'm talking about the protection concern. I mean the concern, because like in the camp, before you post somebody's pictures, he has to sign what we call a concern. These how do you call it? I just forget the term. So he has to give you
It's a concept note.
Yeah.
not even
Yeah, Bahana, we can do one thing. We can create a form.
Yes.
If you tell me all these things, right? We can create in the Stepup.one website. We can create a form, and we can get a consent from them. So if the person fills that form and say submit, that means we have that form. So we can do this very easily. So if you send me a Word document or something that I can create into a Stepup form, we can get that approved, or we can do that. See, I'm willing to do all these things, because it is a great learning experience, and I don't want you to miss it.
Exactly. That's what I wanted, the consent, because it's very important. I just don't want to take people's pictures, as far as my credibility is concerned. I've been doing this under our initiative, so we always make sure all the clients sign the consent note, because the consent form. So it's very, very important, so that tomorrow, when somebody sees his pictures being posted by Luba, some of these are refugees and protection issues. So he has to give you some consent that you can keep as a record, so that tomorrow, in case anything happens, you have, something to show, to tell. It happens even today, United Nations, head of communication. She once posted, a child picture, and it's created a lot of buzz on the net, and started some of their credibility.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. If we can get such form, I think it's going to be very good.
I'm thinking, should we do it on Stepup? I mean, you can do it on Stepup. I have something, that I can show you right away. You guys.
Even just a form, we can print it. We can. It doesn't have to be online, actually.
Okay. No, it is better to be online, and better to be, then we can, keep a record forever, isn't it? So
yeah, sure.
Now let's deal with that separately. But just in case if you guys are interested, in such a form, just I have just created one such form, for another client. If you think, it'll be something like this. Imagine Stepup. Okay, so this is actually a form. So you keep on clicking, and then it'll ask you questions. So for example, you can basically if you click okay, I consent, then it will ask you, okay, what is your name, what is your thing. So this is a form. Can you see? This is actually a form. It's a very complicated form, right? But I can make it into a very, very simple form, if you think about it, right? And it will be on Stepup website, and you can easily put it on your phone and say, okay, can you consent to this? And only if you consent, I'll do the interview.
All right.
Yeah. So it's really, really easy. And in that process, you guys can also learn how to do the form. It's really easy, because it's a good life skill. You should learn how to do, forms. Anyway, so I'll teach you guys this next week. Okay.
Good. Number two, we have some client work spending. Sanjeev, you haven't heard from him. Don't know whether he's back from India. And and also the guy from Australia, has he signed up so that
Not
we
yet.
get started? Perfect. All right. So
not yet.
They were talking of.
Oh, look at that. See, look, it's all a matter of reminding. You see, it's so easily done. I just reminded. She said it will be done by Monday. Right.
All right.
So yeah. So it's a question of just asking. That's the thing. Okay, cool. And same thing for Pascal is also, right? Pascal, so Pascal, when you sign next time, it will be good if you sign with your, second name also, if you don't mind, because we also have a Pascal from, Bahana's team. It's very confusing, which Pascal is there in the meeting. So if you can also just say Pascal D and Pascal, A or whatever, it's your second name. It'll be easy for me to know who it is. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week. In the meantime, I'll keep sending all these things. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, bye, guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.